A Super Bowl prediction. Guys, again, it's something I've been doing for, I think it's over 10 years. Again, I take out the Eagles one because I went to the game just like, I got to, I can't say that the Eagles aren't going to at least cover. I think they were underdog by 5 points and they won the game. But outside of that, last year was the first year I got it right. But it was always like this long-standing joke that just, listen, I'm going to break it down, give you all the information, who's going to win, and then I would lose every single time. So I said, it's a great guarantee. Just do exactly. So let's see what happens this year. Hopefully it's not going to go to a string while I'm right all the time because I want you guys to try to make money off this. But yeah, the Bucs and the Chiefs, spreads 3 points. Chiefs are favored. Matchup between the GOAT, greatest of all time, Tom Brady, and someone that could possibly take that title away from 10 years from now, which is Mahomes. It is unbelievable. To me, these are the two best teams. And Cleveland was beat KC when Mahomes got hurt. But when I look at these teams, I think these are two teams from their respective divisions, from conferences. So I'm hoping for a good game. You break down Tampa, amazing D, led by Devin White. If you don't know him, he's an absolute freak. Don't ever catch the ball near him because you'll die. That's how hard he hits people. He's amazing. They have great corners. Their front four, Ndamukong Suh, I mean, a lot of people heard of him. Controversial how crazy he is. He's a great player. He's like the third best lineman on that defense. Right? Yeah, Shaq Barrett and JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul. Will Gossen's also good. So, Tampa gets an edge on D over KC. On offense, when I look at the Bucs, their wide receivers, Antonio Brown, who's one of the best receivers ever before he went a little crazy. I mean, he's like their third best wide receiver. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. You have speedsters, Scotty Miller. You have Tyler Johnson. Guys, remember that name if you can. I know it's crazy if you're a football fan, but I hope this guy gets some playing time. If he does, he's probably going to score a touchdown in a Super Bowl, but he's a future superstar. This kid's amazing, but he's just not getting playing time because these veterans are there. The Bucs offensive line is unbelievable. I mean, I think the average weight of these guys is probably 320 pounds. They have been protecting Brady like crazy all year. They're monsters. Especially when they played the Chiefs in Week 12, which Chiefs won by 3 points. Chiefs should have won that game by 3 TDs. Fournette with their running game, unbelievable, right? Fournette just disappeared. He played in Jacksonville. But the last 4 or 5 games, this guy's been lights out, man. He's been awesome. Catching the ball out of the backfield, making plays. That's huge for Brady, who likes to dump his passes off really, really quick, to avoid sacks as much as he can. And if Fournette can come out of the backfield, again, he was a big contributor, probably the X factor in the Bucs winning, those 3 playoff games against Washington, New Orleans, the Packers. Brady, an X factor, right? Obviously, I don't have to go into there, but was he 6-3 in Super Bowls, 10 Super Bowls, unbelievable. But the Bucs have few weaknesses. They're a really, really good team. Now for the Chiefs, their D hasn't really lived up to expectations until like the last couple of games, but really the last game, best game by far against the Bills, who I thought had the best team in the league a couple weeks ago, but their top running back went down, and they became one-dimensional, passing like crazy. Josh Allen, amazing. But you're looking at their D for the Chiefs, led by Tyrann Mathieu, the best in the business. Free safety Sorensen, defensive lineman Frank Clark, Chris Jones, unbelievable. Those are superstars on those teams. So, I believe they match up great to the Bucs. They really do. They match up great to the Bucs, their defense. So that's going to be kind of a wash to me. But on offense, Mahomes is the best of the best. He could throw the ball from anywhere. He throws the ball sideways. You think he's in trouble. I mean, he's hitting, Tyreek Hill, who runs, he's the fastest man on earth, like in stride every single time. I don't know how he does that. And I would say almost never, not in the history of me watching football for 40 years, I never saw a guy pass for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns so easily, like nothing. And outside maybe Dan Marino and, Duper in those days, I mean, it was incredible. But, I mean, you just look, you're like, how many yards? He throws like 300, 350, 400 yards, like nothing. It's like, automatic. I mean, Tyreek Hill, you got, again, fastest guy ever. The Bucs gave up 200 yards to him when they played them in Week 12. Yes, these two teams played not long ago, right? 17 weeks to see it play Week 12. And Kelsey, best tight end in the league, also had a good game. They got speedsters like Hardman and Sammy Watkins coming back, who's really good. But breaking down the game here, the one thing that scares me, guys, and hate saying this with my Brady shirt on, as you get older, there's more pressure put on you. I mean, look at the Braves pitchers, right? Remember those Braves where you had Glavine, you had, all those guys, man. It's just Maddox, Avery, and, won a couple World Series. And then all of a sudden, they always like choke going. As you get older, there's just more pressures. When you're young, when you're like Mahomes, you think you're the greatest ever. No one's even close to you. You're great. You have that confidence. And as you get old, more doubts creep into your head. And Brady's been absolutely awesome and amazing, right? Over 40, but he played terrible, really, really terrible in the second half against the Packers. He almost gave that game away. That worries me a little bit. That does. I mean, he needs to be at his best. No bad decisions. Now, week 12, when they played, the Chiefs won at Tampa 27-24. Yeah, it's a game Tyreek Hill had 13 catches for 269 yards and 3 touchdowns. Kelsey had 8 catches for 82 yards. But later in that game, they changed their defense around. Bowles changed defense around, and they caught up and they did well, right? So that's one of the things that, they got destroyed the first 3 quarters, and that last quarter, they figured it out of how they got to stop these guys. Maybe Tyreek Hill was just too tired from catching 13 times 270 yards. But they didn't slow their best guys at all, where Belichick is known for taking away a certain, part of, a team's offense. They didn't take away anything. I mean, KC should have won that game by 3 touchdowns. Also, you look at the last 2 games, Tampa Bay looked good. I didn't think the Packers that good all year. They did have a good record. But the Chiefs beat, I thought, the Red Hot Bills team. They hadn't one weakness, right? No running game, but one of the best defenses in the league. And Mahomes just killed them, destroyed them. They won easily, 38-24, wasn't even that close. The Bucs are playing at home, first team ever to play the Super Bowl at home, right? That game's determined, years in advance, and whoever makes it, but no home team ever made it. And it's funny because the Bucs are the first team. There's only 25,000 fans allowed to attend the game. To put that in perspective, there will be 30,000 cutouts in the seats, which is insane. More cutout people than people at that game. But another big disadvantage for the Bucs is they have these big cannons that they shoot off every time they score, but the league said you're not allowed to use those. You can't use those. You can't use it for the Super Bowl because this is a neutral site, a neutral game. So they're going to be able to bang those cannons out every time they score, which kind of sucks. But for me, I've seen the Bucs play terrible this year and get smoked. And I also saw the Chiefs play terrible. But when the Chiefs play terrible, they still manage to win games. I mean, they won 14 games. They always find a way to gut it out somehow. I'm rooting for Brady, but I think he's going to have a weak game here. The X factor is Fournette. If he runs for 100 yards, catches pass out of the backfield, they'll keep it close. They have a shot to win. I don't know if that's going to happen. But at the end, Mahomes is just too much. He's that great. He's that awesome. And the fact last year, he played terrible for 3 quarters. Should have lost that game. That's motivation. He's going to come out. I think he's going to come out strong. See Chiefs take a 14-0 lead right away. That's what I believe. I think they're going to continue to play great. And also, Bieniemy, who is the best offensive coordinator in the league, he should be a head coach for 20 freaking teams over the past couple of years, got passed over again. And I think this team, this offense, is incredibly motivated to blow the doors off of one of the best defenses, with Bieniemy leading the way, calling the plays. So I have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl over the Bucs, 34-24. Last thing here, prop bets. There's an under-over for Brady's rushing yards. You know what it is? It's a half a yard. It's a half a yard because he never ever runs. However, he does quarterback sneaks all the time. Every 3rd and 4th down, he's the best guy to do quarterback sneaks in the whole freaking league. Every time he does, he gets like 2-3 yards. You need 1 3rd and 1, and he's going to quarterback sneak. You get that. It's a half a yard. I think it's an easy bet. Total interceptions of the game, 1.5. I would take the over. I think Brady's going to have 2 by himself. I think Mahomes might have 1 as well. And if you can't find it, because this is a prop bet that I like, but Sammy Watkins, they said he's going to play. Sammy Watkins will score a TD in the Super Bowl. This guy is going to be left wide open with all the other weapons, and he's very difficult to guard one-on-one. Did great last year, Super Bowl. I think he's going to score a TD, and he is coming back for this game, I think. Make sure he's playing, but that's another prop bet. So that's, again, give it to me. You know me. Hopefully, I don't know how you want to bet it since I won last year, but I was hoping to give you this with the full breakdown, and then you put everything you can on the books and win, and this way you can celebrate, because that's all I want to do is try to make you guys money. But I did with last year, so I wouldn't go too crazy. And let's see if this is a trend where I'm going to be right for 8 or 9 years. But I have the Chiefs winning 34-24 over the Bucs. And really, I hope it's a good game, and I'm rooting for Brady. I mean, I hope I'm wrong here, and Brady goes great and goes out. I mean, he's still going to play for a couple more years, but I'll be amazing if he pulls this off, because I think the Chiefs are a much better team based on the way they played that last game and their defense. They were unbelievable. So if they both play their best games, I think the Chiefs easily win this game. But Chiefs don't play that well. It will be close. But we'll see. Hoping for a good game on Sunday.